Hello, 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 everyone. She's laggy as hell because Discord's down. There we go. Hi.
Am I laggy still?
No, not now. And then she's frozen again. Technical difficulties. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. How are we all doing? So she's got loads of notes, but she's not going to be able to give us the notes because she's laggy. So this should be interesting. Also, why can I hear myself on your end? She could have warned me she was doing that, and then I'm gonna hide the camera. Right. So, let's try this again. This should be interesting. How's that?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yes.
Am I laggy?
No.
Okay, I'm on my phone. So, this is gonna be interesting. Are we live still?
Yes, we're live.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody.
Even though she's the one that went.
I didn't know we were live. I couldn't hear you.
Right, let me sort your camera out now. She just dropped her phone.
Welcome back to Working Through Technical Difficulties with Bear and Sphinx. I am Lady Sphinx.
And I'm Bear. This is an interesting podcast already.
This is going to be a great podcast. I can already feel it. Nothing else can go wrong except if the building catches on fire. So, last week we were going to talk, we mentioned it, that we were going to talk about the buyout between Microsoft and Blizzard Entertainment. So, I can't see what's up on the podcast right now. I just look like I'm having a FaceTime with one of my good friends, Bear, here. Are we on our first slide, Bear?
What? Yes, we're on our first slide. Can I?
This is gonna be great.
I can try share my screen with you so you can see what's going on if you want.
At this point, if it works, it works.
Right, click on, have a look and see if shared screen works. You're still on the screen.
I just see a dark black screen. It reminds me of my future. That time I went to go get my future read by some lady. Yeah. I don't see nothing. We're just gonna go with it though. As long as you can hear me and see me, I guess that's all that matters, right?
We can't see you now, all we can see is a white screen.
Oh, cool. Yes, I was really hoping this wouldn't work.
What did you just do?
I don't know, what did you do?
I haven't touched anything.
That's what they all say.
Your camera's gone off now. It's just a white screen. Have you put your camera backwards? Have you flipped your camera?
No.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Now we're looking at your screen. Guitar Heroes.
See, okay. Well, I don't know how to flip it around then. What the heck? I have my notes up. Sphinx, let's do a podcast. I'll be real professional. Here I am. Figuring out how to work my cell phone.
There should be a double tap the screen.
It's not working. So how's your day going, my friend? I've missed you. It's been a long week. How's your week been?
It's been good. It's been good. It's a nice white screen that you're showing us right now.
Oh, good. I'm glad the viewers know what my laptop screen looks like. Here, we'll look at the Activision stuff. That's more interesting.
Do us a favor, call us back and see if that works.
I feel like I'm on a radio show. If you're a third caller, you get to be part of our freaking podcast.
Right, let's call her back.
Okay, wait.
There
I'm
we
not
go.
going to touch anything now. Okay,
Don't
that's
touch
our goal.
anything.
We're just going to leave it alone.
Good. Leave it alone.
Do not kiss a gift horse in the mouth.
Exactly.
Unless it's your mother. So anyway.
Okay.
So the next slide we have some of the games that I think are the most popular by Activision. I don't know if you would necessarily agree with me. Definitely Tony Hawk Pro Skater, that was a big one when I was growing up in the 2000s. Call of Duty still around to this day. Guitar Hero dominated the market. And of course, my all-time favorite, Spyro the Dragon.
Crash Bandicoot.
I did not play Crash.
Did you not play Crash?
I did not. I was such a big Spyro fan that I hated Crash, actually.
And then you got Candy Crush, you got Warhammer. World of Warcraft, sorry.
Did you call it War? Oh man, now all the WoW people are gonna hate us. These are the Blizzard games that they got before they went with Activision. Definitely the Diablo series, Candy Crush. Every mother plays that on her phone. My mom's on level 5,652 as of right now. Of course, Overwatch, which took the nation by storm, and World of Warcraft, which still has a pretty big following even after all these years. It's been out since 2004.
Yeah, that is true.
No,
I haven't played much of it, but it was a good game.
World of Warcraft? Or
Yeah.
Overwatch?
Overwatch, I'm a massive Overwatch. I've got Overwatch. I play Overwatch every so often. I haven't played it lately.
On your channel?
Oh, let's not talk about my channel. Jesus. I got pulled into playing Fortnite.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Okay.
Just so I can get this guy to come play Apex. Right, so did you say you wanted me to go to the next slide?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know that Activision and Blizzard actually have a lot of other publishing companies underneath them, such as High Moon Studios, Toys for Bob, Infinity Ward, not War, and Treyarch. Toys for Bob is the one that came out with Spyro, as we've talked about before.
Yeah.
The other ones, I couldn't really think off the top of my head what games came out of them. I just know Toys for Bob because I was such a big Spyro fan.
There's been a lot of games come out for each of them. Most of it's called Call of Duty with the Activision and the Infinite Ward and that. Yes,
definitely. And Call of Duty is kind of like a huge thing for this whole presentation I'm about to give you on my research of Blizzard Entertainment. So, next one please, Bear. Interestingly, Atari. Yes. And do you know which Atari system this is right here looking at it?
It's the original?
Do you know which one? It was a number.
Oh, I don't know the number. I had this one.
But that's the thing, kids. Nowadays, we just call it the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 4. It was just Nintendo, or you had a Sega at home, you had a Nintendo, or an Atari. Nintendo. This is a 2600, Bear.
Is it?
It's Atari 2600. It was released way back in the day before I was born.
1972? Yeah, 1972 I think it was released.
Which makes sense because that's when Activision was founded in 1979 by former Atari employees. That they were decided to make third-party games for the Atari under the name Activision. And Pitfall was probably the one I remember the most. There's a couple other games. Again, it was Atari. It was classic. You had like one button, and I know that's like kind of crazy for kids to think about nowadays because our cell phones don't even have buttons anymore, but it's true. We had just one button, and that was a hard joystick too. It wasn't like how the PlayStation controller is nowadays, or the Xbox.
That is true.
It's like, it was stiff, and sometimes in the back of the machine is where you plugged in the controller, and sometimes it didn't fit right. I don't know if yours did this, because mine did. You had to like wiggle it around sometimes and have it like a certain way.
No, mine was fine. I don't think I ever had a problem with my Atari.
Mine still works to this day. It's kind of hard to get it on certain TVs because, you know, do you remember the box you had to screw into the back?
No.
You had these boxes. So this makes me sound really old, but I promise you I'm not that old. The Atari 2600, along with kind of the original Pong games, had these boxes you'd screw into the back of the TV, and they had these like fork things, and they were hard to get in there. So if you wanted to switch out a game console, if you didn't want to play Atari, you had to play Pong. You had to like unscrew the box from the back of the TV. Now you just use an HDMI cable. They didn't have that back then. We had this, and the cool thing about Atari too was it was in color. Whoa! I know.
First
right?
color. I know.
First color at home. Some of the Pong consoles were in color, but I mean, it was Pong. Like you weren't like gonna go fight a bad guy. Even the Super Pitfall, like, look at the cartridge itself for the game. Like, that looks way cooler than the game actually was, from what I remember.
Can you remember how much it cost for one of these?
I don't, because I got mine used at a thrift store. My 2600.
$190.
Wow.
Do you know what that's equivalent to now?
I have no idea. I would assume
$812.
Which is interesting because that's how much the PlayStation 5 cost.
No, yeah.
So, video game consoles brand new are still freaking expensive. And if you had a 2600 too, it wasn't like nowadays where you have like a whole library of games. You had only a couple.
Yeah, true.
Like, you had like a handful, and maybe you'd go to the video store and rent them. Like, my brother had a Nintendo. I don't even know what he had because I was so young. But he only had like 4 or 5 games. As he got older, he got more games. But at the beginning, he only had like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I do apologize. My grandmother, I think, is having an issue. I'm going to have to mute myself. I'll be right.
That's fine. Yeah, so I'll correct myself. It was, this one was released in November 1982, Atari. And Activision created Pitfall for it. Which isn't too bad, to be honest. Activision's been around for quite a long time then, hasn't it? How long has it? Yeah. Tongue twister.
Tongue twister. I do apologize. My grandmother is disabled and has frequent seizures, and I thought I heard that going on in the background, but luckily I was wrong. So, what were you talking about?
Oh, I was correcting myself. It was 1982 that this first came out, so Activision has been around for quite a long time.
Well, they came out, like I said, they came out in 79. So that was...
Is it?
It's older than both of us, if you think about it.
Yeah,
they moved,
right.
They were located in California. They changed their name for like a second to Mediagenic Games, and that was a huge loss because everybody knew them as Atari.
Yeah.
So if you go to the next one, Tony Hawk Pro Skater and Guitar Hero were huge successes for Activision, and as well as Call of Duty. I mean, it's hard to think. Go ahead. Sorry.
Second. It's Call of Duty and Guitar Heroes on the screen at the moment.
Yeah, you're good.
You said Tony Hawk's?
Yeah, Tony. That was another one. But just in general, they had really good. You're good. No, you're good. We're good.
Okay.
It's been a technical difficulty day, you guys. Bear is expecting more technical difficulties.
Oh, how come your camera is more clearer than my camera right now?
I didn't know it was. I can't see you. It just looks like I'm talking to myself, which I do frequently, but we don't,
Don't we all?
Don't we all? So, they had great success with Call of Duty. I mean, I never really played many of the Call of Duties because I didn't like first-person shooter games.
I remember this one.
Yeah, the first one, what did it come out on? PlayStation 2, right?
I played it on PC, I think.
Yeah, PC, PlayStation 2. But this isn't like Black Ops 3, Cold War. This was just legit Call of Duty guys. We're going way back. And Guitar Hero, it makes me sad this next generation of kids never played Guitar Hero.
So this came out in 2004. Yeah, it came out in 2004. It was single player and multiplayer.
Call of Duty?
Yeah, it came out in September 14th, 2004 in America and 24th of September. Platforms were Windows and OS X.
Oh, so it was. I don't know what was on PlayStation. My brother would play it then. He played something on PlayStation. It was some Call of Duty. It was definitely, but it wasn't the first one, evidently.
I think it might have been 3. 3 was
it probably was.
I think it was 3 that was the first one on console. Yes, it was.
Did you play any Guitar Heroes ever growing up?
Oh yeah, I even got the drums.
I had the drums. I was the drummer. I wasn't as good as the guitar. I'm not really sure why, because I play guitar in real life. But yes, I played the heck out of the drums, and everyone liked me because I was like the drummer of the group, and nobody wanted to be a drummer.
I like the drummer. We had the microphones and we had the guitars as well.
And then, see, we got gypped growing up because, like, then they grew up, they got, like, the piano, and then they had DJ Hero, which I thought was so cool. I always wanted DJ Hero.
Just a heads up for anyone, you cannot play Guitar Hero on Twitch because of DMC strikes. Just a heads up if you want to play it.
Which is a shame, which is an awful, awful shame. It'd be really cool. We could totally jam out to some Guitar Hero. And the songs, too, like, the songs weren't, like, they were, like, legit songs, like...
Oh, can you remember the hardest song to play on that?
Probably, I don't know the hardest song because I probably didn't play it.
Into the Flames.
Yes, that's the one that they would all get on. The boys at school would all be on really hard or super fast hard, and be like, and that's what it would sound like too. Like South Park did an episode where the kids were playing Guitar Hero. And that really sums it up for you, too, because, like, Randy brings out his guitar. He's like, well, I can play any song. And they're like, so?
Yeah, you can't play Beat Saber as well. Anything with DMC music.
Yes. You can play it on mute, but that'd be kind of, like...
pointless.
Yeah.
If you play it on YouTube as well...
Oh, my God, Gaby, sing! Bear coming to us live from England.
No.
That'd be great.
Oh, it was Into the Fire, wasn't it? Yeah, Into the Fire.
I remember I learned how to play Message in a Bottle. Then now an SOS. That was like the first song I played. And the one I had was like the original, where you plugged it into your PlayStation. It wasn't wireless yet. Because wireless was like an unheard of thing. I don't know if you got people probably don't remember, our younger audience, when the first wireless game controllers came out. They were like big and thick and clunky, and you had to plug them in.
I still have mine. Well, not the Nintendos. The Nintendos have always been small and nimble. They
were always they did more.
Brick.
Yeah, they tried harder with some of their stuff. So if you go to the next one, though, the next slide, by 2006, Activision was kind of getting worried about these online, the new thing called the internet was now regularly available in people's homes, and by 2006, MMOs had really started to grow. And they were getting scared, they weren't scared they wouldn't be able to compete with others.
I love that. The internet.
The internet. So, World of Warcraft is the big one everybody thinks of when they think of MMOs. I mean, they've had a movie, and they even did a...
flopped.
Yeah, it was a flop. And it was... I guess with Activision, they were more concerned that they weren't going to be able to compete with A&E, and Blizzard had already released World of Warcraft, already been out for 2 years. Do you remember The Sims Online? I'm a hardcore Sims player. I remember The Sims Online.
No, I can't say I do. I don't think I do remember the online one.
They need to bring that back. That would be amazing. It was pretty cool, especially for the time, to be able to chat with people and have your Sims move. I mean, now you don't think anything of it because you have these like RPG lifestyle, Second Life online things. But back then it was cool to like
I mean, if they did a Sims Online, I think it'd be big. Because you'd be able to make your own character in your own house. And then interact with everyone.
I think it'd be cool to be able to, to like live with each other, or... And if this happens, we have to stream it like opening night. I'm not even kidding.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
It'd be very interesting.
They were worried about bigger game companies like A&E, which released The Sims. So they were kind of... Activision at this time in 2006 wanted to jump on the bandwagon of MMOs. They didn't want to get lost behind that because they kind of had a feeling it was going to be a bigger thing. If you go to the next slide, it's probably my favorite picture ever. This is the South Park episode, and Blizzard Entertainment actually teamed up with South Park to do the animations for the characters. That's why it looks so good. It actually was Blizzard Entertainment doing it. What an awesome episode. Even though it's just kids playing it. What?
Yeah, I do remember it, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna go fight. I'm a hardcore South Park fan, even though they're just, and I like how they look like we do at our computers, like all like their backs all bent and stuff. But what an awesome episode that was, and if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. It's funny. They hit all the funny parts excellently, just as South Park should, and with Blizzard Entertainment helping out, there is no way you can lose.
True.
So Mr. Kotick, Bobby Kotick, was just the CEO of Activision. He actually went to the next slide. He hit up a guy in France, Jean-Bernard Levy, who was CEO of Vivendi, and I'm probably saying this wrong because I don't speak French. It took 8 years of it, Bear, and I can count to like 5. So he is the CEO of Vivendi Games, and they had published pretty good games under their brand. These are all games I played, and I know the biggest one was Simpsons Hit and Run. I know that was really popular back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
That one I can remember more on the PlayStation. I don't really know if that was ever published on anything else. It was on PC, wasn't it?
I think it's on PC now.
Yeah, definitely on. It might be on Good Old Games, too. Ooh. Sorry, I had to plug my phone in. It was dying.
Hello, Shiny Evie.
Hello, Shiny Evie. What are you talking about?
Chat.
Oh, hello, Shiny Evie. I thought you were talking to me. I was like, have you lost your damn mind?
We should do a Pokemon one.
Oh my god, that would go on for years.
It would.
They came out with a lot of the Barbie games too. I'm sure as a young adult growing up in England, you probably didn't play many of the Barbie games.
And the fact that I'm a guy.
Yeah, that's probably also it. But guys can play Barbie games. Beach Vacation was a good game.
Back then? Do you know many guys that have played that back then?
No, I mean, okay, that's a lie. My older brother, who...
If you were 10 to 15 and you turned around in school back in them days and said you played Barbie on vacation...
It was a good game. You should play it. Beach Vacation, there was a sandcastle game where you built sandcastles. I mean, looking back, you didn't do anything really else. It was just like mini games. And I mean, looking at it now, it doesn't sound that exciting, but I liked it. And there was another one that I don't think was by Vivendi. It was about Barbie was a detective, and my brother and I played that.
That was perfect, right? You said that, and Shiny Evie just put that in chat.
The detective game?
I played
Try again. Try English.
Here's a minute. Detective Barbie. You played Detective Barbie. Right.
Listen, Bear, you and I are going to play Detective Barbie, okay? Because I never beat that game growing up, and my brother and I, granted, for those that don't know, my oldest brother, it was 23 when I was born. So when I was like 5 playing this game, so he was like 20, he was like my age. He was like 27 playing Barbie games with me, and I'm sure he wouldn't have played it without me. But him and I played it together. And he liked it because it was like mystery, like Ken disappeared at this carnival, and I know what you're thinking. It's not that exciting, but it was a good game.
There was plenty of detective games out there. There was what's that one with the woman with the red hat and red cloak? spy that traveled the world doing detective work.
Carmen Sandiego?
Yeah, that one. Was that one out then?
See, I don't remember that. The minute you said that, it made me think of the "Where in the World Is." But yeah, the Detective Barbie game. That was a good game. You should play it. And Bass Pro Shop has had trouble keeping up with their games because Cabela's kind of beats them out of it. But Trophy Hunter was a good game too.
I think there's kind of Trophy Hunter games still out there at the moment, isn't there? There's loads of Hunter games out there that's kind of like that.
Hunting games is hard because I feel like not as many people like them.
Yeah.
Because
true. I played a few.
I don't know.
I played a few on stream.
Yeah,
times.
I like them. And Spyro needs no introduction. Those games are perfect in every way, shape, or form.
Now Microsoft owns them.
We're gonna get there. It's gonna get great. So, next one, please, my friend. And if I could do this myself, guys, I would. But because of our technical difficulties, Gabriel, Mr. Bear here, has to be the slideshow bitch. And I'm sorry, Bear.
That's fine. I'm used to it. So we were looking at Warcraft, Activision Blizzard, and all that.
These are the CEOs. That's that John Bernard Levy guy, the CEO of Vivendi. They wanted to have... So this guy on the Activision side, Kodak, he reached out to Vivendi and asked for a merger all the way back in these 2006-ish times. Levy wanted access actually to the World of Warcraft, which at the time, I don't know if you remember back in the day. Can you remember the commercials for World of Warcraft?
Yeah, with Terry Crews was in it. Robbie Williams was in one.
Yeah, and I remember do you guys have Best Buy in the UK? I'm sure you do.
No.
Okay, Best Buy is like a computer store here. I'm surprised you would love it because
we have Currys in PC World.
It's probably the same thing, but I remember you would walk into Best Buy and they'd have the big freaking display, World of Warcraft, and there'd always be like 1 million people. And being a 10-year-old girl at the time, they wouldn't let you play. Like the 16-year-old boys wouldn't give you a turn at playing World of Warcraft. Jerks.
We have Game as well. That was good for testing out games because they usually had them installed ready for you to little test out, so you could come back and buy them and all this and that.
But yeah, it's essentially the same thing. So Vivendi wanted a merger. Activision said no because they just didn't want to. But he also wanted to open up to the video game market in China and Japan, which was getting to be huge. By 2007, the merger did happen, keeping Kodak, the guy from the Activision side, as president and CEO, and some of their games would still be published by other studios such as Toys for Bob, just to kind of keep the market spurs. If you go to the Bungie slide, Bungie, believe it or not, I didn't even know this was an independent gaming company. Did you? I had no idea.
Yeah, I did.
I did not know that until I did this research for this podcast here. They agreed to a 10-year publishing agreement with Activision, which is now Activision Blizzard, because they are getting, not yet, but Activision. And by the end of the year, they were the largest video game publisher, and they were hitting new records with, of course, we talked about it before, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and of course, Call of Duty Black Ops. When that game came out, it reached 550 million sales worldwide in the first weekend. And Modern Warfare 3 itself, by 2011, had over 40 million sold within the first 24 hours. That is huge.
Oh yeah, I played them all.
This was, I think, one of the first ones I can remember where people were going to like the midnight release parties. That wasn't a new thing. Midnight release parties were around for a while, but this was the one that they were like, because I was in probably
hyped them out. You got loads and loads of freebies when you went to these midnight launches for Call of Duty. I got boxes, I got boards, I got all sorts.
Posters.
Yeah, you get codes as well for exclusive items.
And they still are smash hits. There's no need to deny that. Call of Duty's still not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You think so? Woo!
She needs a phone stand. That's what she needs.
Okay, here we go. That's better.
No, it's not.
A little bit of glare. But you think Call of Duty's dying down?
What have you done to your camera?
Why am I sideways?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll fix it.
There we go.
Here, I'm just gonna.
No, Call of Duty nowadays is full of hackers, and when I say full of hackers, you can bet your ass there's a hacker in your lobby every game. Yeah. Back in
That's
the day,
gonna be a problem with a lot of the games. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Bear.
all right. Back in the day, we like Modern Warfare and Black Ops. You didn't get as many hackers. You got the odd one every so many months or something like that. But now, because of Warzone and all the new ones, the past 3 new ones have become, you know, I think when it started to go downhill was Advanced Warfare was the worst of the worst. And then that's when it started to decline. I mean, World War II one was good, but, you know, that's 1 in a million.
That's definitely, yeah. I think that's not even an issue necessarily with just Call of Duty. Hacking is kind of an issue, I think, cross platforms.
I mean, you get it on Apex, but you don't get it as much.
Just Call of Duty, which is a shame. That sucks. Do you have anything else to add to Call of Duty? You're a bigger Call of Duty fan than I am.
Oh, I used to be a massive fan of it. Played it all the way up to Advanced Warfare and then started to decline. But no, not really much to add to Call of Duty. It just starts to feel like they're just remodeling old games and just putting new skins on it nowadays when they're getting more and more of them. But
that's one of the issues I have with first-person shooter games. I just feel like they're kind of the same game. That's not necessarily true, though. I know there's things are different, and that's just my opinion. That's why I'm not a huge fan of them. But if everybody else likes them, that's cool with me.
But going forward, I'm gonna guess in the next 2 years, it's gonna be exclusive to Xbox. I'm guessing.
We're gonna get to that. But, I have nerds on that.
But yeah, yeah, I think most of these games are going to be exclusive on Game Pass, or they're going to have more exclusive stuff towards them on it, including Call of Duty. That'll be there. But
we'll get to that.
But
hold that thought. Hold it. Hold it.
Okay, but I'd be surprised if Call of Duty comes out every year now. I'd say they'll start holding it back a little bit more, because you used to bring out a Call of Duty every year, like every year. It's September, November, every year. Between them 2 months, there used to be a Call of Duty game come out. But I think
I don't have any I don't have any notes on that, but I agree with you. I think they're gonna work a little bit harder at each game too, instead of just making it, like you said, a new game with a new skin, or rehash an old game with a new skin. Make it something a little bit different.
They might actually listen to the fans as well a bit more this time round, I think.
Well, Microsoft's known to pretty much do that.
Yeah, pretty much.
But hold on to that. Take that thought. Hold it. Don't get off track. Don't forget that. So next one, please, my friend Bear.
Oh,
when Skylanders came out, I remember I was in high school, so obviously I didn't get it. But I remember being like, oh, okay, that's cute. It's a little plastic. Holy crap, Spyro's in there. And
that's the only reason people bought it.
I was angry because Spyro looked like crap. He looked awful in these games.
I thought he looked alright. It's supposed to be for kids. It was really meant for kids, this. And
yeah, this is meant for younger. Obviously, did you ever own any of the Skylanders things?
Oh yeah, I got loads of it. I played it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a bit childish, a lot childish when I played it. So I ended up giving it to my godson for his birthday. Gave him, like, I think 20 characters of it.
See, It's interesting you say that because apparently, again, being a heterosexual girl in high school, I didn't buy this game, but it won Toy of the Year and Game of the Year. And it also opened up the toy trading market, kind of like with Pogs in the 90s. I don't know if you remember those.
Oh, Pogs, yeah.
They wanted kids to trade their figures back and forth and whatnot. So it actually made them a lot of money. It did really, really well, despite what high school Sphinx and high school Bear thought that this is for little kids, but it did well.
Oh yeah, this is the second installment. This one, this is Swap Force. The other one was just Skylanders, when the one that first came out.
That was the one with Spyro, and I couldn't bear to put his picture up there because it looked so bad.
But yeah, it wasn't too bad. Do you think they'll bring this back out? Do you think they'll dabble back into it?
I don't know. That's not one of the thoughts I have for you to hold. But I think they will in some sort of new way. Maybe do something with like Minecraft where you have to scan. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes because Minecraft is making a comeback for Microsoft. There's no denying it. More and more people are playing it on stream. So
this could be the new Pokemon they could do.
That would be amazing.
Where they just trade characters instead of putting them on the platform and that you have to trade characters and this and that. That'd be cool. That
would be the greatest. Do you remember when Pokemon Go came out?
Oh yes.
I remember people were posting signs. I'd walk to work and I'd walk through like a shopping district and they'd post on signs like trainers not welcome, trainers welcome. I remember one girl in my city, very sad, it's not funny, she got hit by a car and sued Pokemon Go.
That's why there's that sign now on the front of Pokemon Go when you log in.
I'm sure, but like that's the same thing. It's very sad. She's okay. It made a full recovery, thank goodness. But that was a huge thing. It had like trainers welcome, and then they also, I remember like people, some of the shop owners would say, you know, Pokemon trainers aren't allowed in here unless you're going to buy something. Like the Pokemon that are in here are mine. I remember people would talk to each other like, hey, where'd you see that Electabuzz? So if they did something like that and resurged it, I mean, there's potential. There is. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Then you can go to the next one, Bear, if you want. By 2015, they had joined the S&P 500 stock, which is the 500 largest companies for if you trade stocks. I don't. No. And there was only 2 gaming companies in the 500 stocks, which was A&E with their success. They've had monster successes, and then of course Activision and Blizzard themselves.
Did you say A&E?
A&E was one of the 500 game. So the S&P 500 stock is like the top 500 stocks in the country or nationwide.
Right.
And the only 2 gaming companies that were out of that 500 was A&E and Activision Blizzard.
No, EA.
EA. A&E, EA. I'm dyslexic.
I was waiting how long she'd take.
Yeah. And here's the worst part too. I even wrote in my notes, don't mess this up because you'll look like an idiot. It says it right here. I'm dyslexic, so...
She had to write that down to say that.
I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. But in September of 2015, the Diablo series came out, and Sony reported that it was the most downloaded game in history for 24 hours.
It's a good game. I've played it. I still play it. They're still putting content to it. I think it's on like season 19 at the moment.
I was hoping you were going to mention that. Yeah, they are still frequently, it's like Minecraft again. They are still frequently upgrading Diablo. It's kind of like World of Warcraft too. It doesn't look like there's going to be an end anywhere near.
Just hope to God that Microsoft keep putting content out for it.
Well, take that and hold it.
Oh, God.
Hold it again.
I'm holding a lot of content right now.
You are. I'm really proud of you there. And of course, Candy Crush, the game all of our moms play, has, as of this moment, 5.9 billion with a B downloads.
I think I played it when I was bored, like 10 years ago.
It's like Bejeweled. That game, you know, there's only so much that game will let me enjoy for myself. So, yeah, but that's the same thing. It's like Diablo. They keep updating it. There is no end to Candy Crush.
Why would there be? No, all they have to do is shuffle it around a bit.
Exactly, and your mom still plays it. Like that's what's crazy about Candy Crush is it's like It's like a drug or something.
I don't think my parents do. I think they play something else.
Everybody's mother plays Candy Crush, Bear.
I think they play something called begins with B.
Blizzard?
Nah.
It's just Candy Crush. They're just lying to you.
I'll probably find out. No, it's got like little squirrels on it and that.
So if you go to the next one here, which is these two lovely folks. This is Stacy Scher. She is from Studion. She joined Blizzard, and the guy on the right is Nick Van Dyke. He is from Walt Disney Company. They joined the company in 2015 because Blizzard was going to start doing studio stuff and helping make movies, aka the World of Warcraft movie, aka a flop. But still, these two big names are a part of Blizzard as well too. Nick Van Dyke, he of Walt Disney fame, he was a former Walt Disney executive, so he does have successful background in what he does.
Look at all them Skylanders are behind him as well.
That's one of the reasons I picked this picture. I was like, wow, they really like display. It's like two of the same ones too. The top row between their head. It's like that's the like limited edition one.
I like the crocodile. Not the crocodile. The shark with the anchor in his hand, just on her shoulder.
Just chilling there.
Yeah.
Then you can go to the next one.
Mom plays Animal Crossing. Respect it.
Wait, your mom plays Animal Crossing?
No, Nerdies does. Time to drive home, see you later. Alright, Shiny, thank you.
Your mom needs to call me so we can play Animal Crossing together. My town looks phenomenal. Bear has been there a couple times. And every time we play Animal Crossing, we basically play hide and go find Bear.
Yeah, because I hide.
He hides in my house, in my bathroom, in the shower. So every morning I have to like open the shower curtain, make sure no one's standing there when I go to brush my teeth. It makes me on edge.
I've got loads of bear outfits as well.
Oh yeah, Animal Crossing's a great game. I could get in that's another video. I'll save that one. Next one, please, my friend. By 2017, it was part of the Fortune 500, which is the 500 largest corporations of the United States. The only two gaming companies were Atari and EA. Yeah, I said that right.
Yes.
And of course, Activision was number 3 of the companies of games. So they finally caught up to Atari. I mean, looking back, they started because they wanted to make third-party Atari games, and here they are, right on the same level with them. 2019, you can go to the next one. That was just some sort of visual so I could talk about Atari some more. Love Atari. But 2019, there was issues with the company itself. They had 8% of layoffs because people were not meeting expectations. The plan by CEO Bobby Kotick was to become more successful with games that work. And that's going to be a key factor here. Call of Duty is working well. Overwatch is working well. Hearthstone's working well. World of Warcraft. Let's work on what is doing well. Let's not make these new games and rehash what's the old one. Let's keep focusing on what is working.
Yeah. He looks very happy with his white teeth, just stood there like...
It's funny you say that. I thought that all the pictures I have of him, he's got like really nice teeth.
Do you think they're photoshopped?
I don't know. He's the CEO of Blizzard of World of Warcraft.
He's got some big ears as well, hasn't he?
That's so mean.
I'm not mean, I'm being honest. Look how big his ears are.
I mean, I don't know. I never thought about it. It doesn't look like I have ears right now. So you can
Okay.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. I didn't know were you done talking?
No, I was done talking. I switched to the next picture. What is on this next picture?
That is the COVID-19 virus. We're not going to get into the controversy of the virus or, the vaccine or any of that stuff. We're purely here to talk about the pandemic. So at the beginning of 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic first hit nationwide, revenues from digital games reached $1.44 billion with a B. So people because they were stuck at home, were downloading Animal Crossing. What's that?
Everything. They were downloading everything.
Everything. Yeah. World of Warcraft, anything. Because what are you going to do? So COVID and online gaming was, I don't know, I think in the gaming community that's kind of a staple of COVID-19. Everybody got into online gaming. I remember it was really hard to find Nintendo Switches. They were on back order for weeks.
I mean, that was the biggest profit, I'm guessing, was gaming the past 2 years.
It's probably the only one that's done really well. I mean, 1.44 billion with a B, as in Bruce Wayne billion. That's a lot of money. That's pretty impressive, I think.
To us, yes. To them, not so much.
And in 2001, Saudi Arabia, of all places, their public investment fund acquired 14.9 million shares at $1.4 billion of Activision Blizzard. So this is just for their government funding. They bought shares of Activision Blizzard. I thought that was really weird. Not weird, interesting. You think of all the things that your government to invest in, video games would be. But hey, it's profitable, and it seems like they're making the right decision doing that.
Yeah, there's no chance in the next 5-10 years that gaming will die down.
Especially not now. No. Absolutely not. So if you go to our next
peak at the moment.
Absolutely. If not, it's going to go higher.
Yeah.
So if you go to our next slide, you ready for me to butcher another name, Bear? Fernando Machado. He is the brilliant executive of Burger King. At this time, at 2021, he has just recently joined as a chief marketing executive. So he's another big name to add to the Blizzard Activision company. So he's welcome aboard.
Time out. Wait a minute. So he went from Burger King to video games.
But it's marketing. So he was an executive of Burger King Brazil. So he's doing marketing now for Activision Blizzard.
Right.
And Kotick, our friend here that you think has big ears, he is going to stay CEO of Activision Blizzard till 2023, but he took a 50% pay cut.
Jesus.
Yet he is still to receive his bonuses too.
Damn.
Don't worry.
That's a cut and a half.
Don't worry, his paycheck's gonna get worse. Just wait. If you want to go to our next slide, Bear. Now, I think you and I can both agree, Bear, that workplace harassment should never be allowed ever. And we can make a whole year's worth of podcast on that. But Blizzard Entertainment and Activision was having some lawsuits. They were saying it was a frat boy culture. It took a 2-year-long investigation. And overall, a bunch of employees staged a walk-off where they all just got up and left. So our friend Kotick with the ears even wrote a letter to the company and to the employees saying that the initial reaction of the company was wrong. So he wanted it to be an equal employment opportunity for everybody, of no matter race, gender, belief. The point is, if you work somewhere, you should be judged on your working ability and you're trying. If you're trying your hardest, then there's no reason to judge you. If you're just sitting there and not trying, it's a whole other story.
Agreed.
And he, Mr. Kotick, your friend, had his wage cut to minimum in under California law. So he was making minimum wage until the lawsuit was settled.
Right. Yeah.
And not receiving, and he removed all his bonuses. I guess Blizzard Activision gives frequent bonuses to their employees, so he opted out of bonuses and was making minimum wage as CEO of Blizzard. Okay, you can go to the next one, please, friend. Yay! I had a point to make about Tenet Games, but I don't really think it's that impressive.
You want to carry on?
You can just skip that one. Yeah, we'll just go to Microsoft to save on time, because I know you're probably sick of hearing my voice and my TED talk about this.
No, this is interesting. Some of this stuff I didn't know. I
was fascinated. I didn't realize this was going to be as interesting as it was. Granted, I've never sat here and researched a video game company this long. Oh, they partnered with Tenet and Sony just to produce games. We'll get back to that. Again, hold that thought.
Hold that thought.
So let's go to their Microsoft sellout. $68.7 billion all cash deal. That is huge. That is a lot of money.
Damn.
So Microsoft now owns Activision, World of Warcraft, all the things we talked about before. They bought it for $95 per share. So here's the thing about that. It was a 40% increase market jump up. So they were paying 40% above what it was.
Yeah.
So they are now the third largest game. This is what I was talking about, Tenek. They are the third largest gaming company right behind Tencent Games. And I know I'm going to say that wrong. That's going to make people mad. And Sony.
Oh, well. We make people mad. We make people mad.
I'm not the smartest person, and I will be the first to admit that, but I'm trying. The new guy to this picture of trio of gentlemen up here is Phil Spencer, the lead of Xbox games under Microsoft. He has been known to talk about returning games such as King's Quest and Guitar Hero and Hex and Beyond Heretic to the Xbox.
Said it perfectly. Thanks, Sheppy. He said it perfectly, he says.
Thank you. I know my one friend is French, and he said if I pronounce the French guy's name wrong, he's going to freak out. So we'll see how that did. So Kotick right now is still the Activision Blizzard CEO. Spencer is with Microsoft. He's the guy with the Xbox. And this other guy's name I'm going to pronounce wrong, Satya Nadella, the guy on the right, they're concerned right now about Apple and Google games, and even NetEase. Because Activision and Blizzard was lacking the machine learning that Apple has. So it's kind of when we're going back, when we think of Activision and Blizzard, they were worried about the MMOs, the World of Warcraft. Now they're worried about this. So a buyout was actually coming for some time. It wasn't really a secret. They knew it was going to happen. Mr. Kotick down here, who was making a minimum wage and trying to help his employees, and he did start like an education program at Activision Blizzard to kind of get the employees to understand what's right and wrong in the workplace and how to fix it. He is staying on as CEO, and the employees have all been very optimistic from what it sounds like. And Mr. Spencer here, the Xbox guy, their biggest thing is they want to keep Call of Duty on the PlayStation. They said that is not going to change.
I wonder if they're going to charge them tooth and nail for it.
Well, here, if you go to the next slide, we'll talk about that. And there's a reason, which I don't think you knew, and I'm really excited because it's UK versus US time. Call of Duty, they made, I forget what my notes, I can't even read it. Call of Duty is actually working with veterans to place them in high quality jobs, not just, not that it's not important, but your low quality jobs. They're trying to place them in high quality jobs. They started a foundation for it. I'll look up the name of it real quick.
Yeah, they did 3 games ago.
They're still working toward that, though.
Yeah. It was World War II game when it came out. You could donate. You could buy in-game products to donate to veterans in-game to help with getting veterans back into work and getting their lives back in line. I remember it.
It's called Call of Duty Endowment. There is a website for it. And it's actually not helping just U.S. veterans, but UK veterans too. So it's helping the guys over in England as well.
I did know that.
See, I didn't know. I knew about the American one. I didn't know about you guys. So far, they've placed over 50,000 veterans
in the
U.S. Yep, in U.S. and UK. So both of us in high quality jobs, and they're hoping by 2024 to have at least 100,000, if not more. So hopefully the Microsoft sellout kind of helps with that cause there, because they deserve high quality jobs.
Yes, they do.
So definitely something I think we're going to see interesting things from Microsoft. I definitely hope Guitar Hero comes back. The Hexen series, I didn't really play much of. I don't know if you did.
No, I don't even think I've heard of it, to be honest.
Apparently that's a low underground popular one, but he wants stuff like Phil Spencer was talking about that. He wants King's Quest coming back. He wants more Guitar Hero. It's kind of going back to that mindset of let's go with what works. So the big question is, do you think World of Warcraft will be put on Xbox now?
No, I don't think it will. I think it'll stay on on PC. They might bring something out similar or work to bringing it out on Xbox, but I don't think it'll work on Xbox as much as the rest of them, if I'm being honest.
I don't know. A big part of the MMOs I liked was kind of like typing and talking to people, and you can do that on the headset, but then when it turned into something like a Halo or a Call of Duty, or where you're just screaming at each other. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I mean, they have a huge team. They have that Burger King guy helping out. They have people from Disney. They have that wonderful young woman who does all kinds of studio stuff. So it's going to be, I mean, could they potentially do a movie even of Call of Duty?
I think there is talks of a Call of Duty movie, but there is so many war films out that you could basically call any of them Call of Duty nowadays.
I agree with you, but what I would like to see is maybe a Call of Duty with actual veterans.
Yeah. Including the veterans, yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be interesting.
So they're not stopping by any means. This isn't the end of Blizzard. It's just kind of, I mean, look, we started as Activision, now we're Activision Blizzard, and most people just call it, I mean, at least in America, we call it just Blizzard Entertainment.
Yeah, we do it here as well. Blizzard.
The Activision was kind of dropped, but like, yeah, I mean, like you said, it's going to be, what happens next is kind of, the door's kind of wide open, because when I first heard about the sellout, I think you and I talked about it. We were like, well, there goes Blizzard. They're done.
There goes a lot of Sony players going salty right there. And let's be honest, they did go salty.
Yeah, it's because that's like, I mean, you think of Blizzard, you think of World of Warcraft. Like, it's been a giant, I mean, I was in 4th grade when World of Warcraft came out, and I've now have 2 college degrees under my belt. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but it looks like they're not stopping. And you know, if Call of Duty is making money for these veterans, keep it on PlayStation too.
We'll have to wait and see what the future holds for them, to be honest.
It's going to be interesting to see. You're right. It's going to 100% be interesting to see what the future holds. But
I can bet there's going to be more exclusives towards Xbox than there will be PlayStation.
I agree with you. I think, yeah, I agree. I think they're gonna definitely, just because it might be cheaper to make it on the micro. So way back in the day, you didn't have to buy like rights to Atari. You could just, when Activision first started, you could just make a game and it could go into your Atari. And I think it was either the ColecoVision or the Television, I can't remember. They sold an attachment for one of those systems that you could play Atari 2600 games on. Could you imagine if that happened today?
Oh, God.
Like, we're going to come out with this new thing for the PlayStation. You're going to be able to play
Xbox games on your PlayStation.
Xbox and
yeah, versa.
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to say Oculus, too. You can hook that right up into it. The world was a little bit different when video games first came out, and it's weird. Out of the ashes of the video game crash in 1983, which was before me, by the way, guys. I'm not this old. The video game crash in 1983 rose Activision, Blizzard, and now it's part of Microsoft.
She's not this old. She's not that old.
I'm not that old, guys. I just know old things because my brother is older.
Any excuse.
Any excuse, yes, sir. So, do you have any final thoughts on this, Bear? I'm interested to see what happens with the future. You're 100% right. What do you think they're going to bring back, if they bring back anything? I'm hoping for a new Spyro game.
Have we just had a Spyro? No, we had a new Crash game.
No.
So
no,
yeah,
we had a re-release. We had a Spyro re-release, which was amazing. I've bought it on like 4 different systems. I don't want to talk about it. That's why my car got repoed. I would like a brand new Spyro.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing what they actually do bring out and what they actually revive. Like Guitar Heroes would be nice. Not for streamers. Streamers would not be happy with Guitar Heroes coming out because they will not be able to stream it. But
that would be fun to play on PlayStation or Xbox with your friends. Like, okay, I got my... Because before, a lot of people, I don't know if remember this, to play Guitar Hero with your friends had to do this thing called actually come to your house and hang out with you.
Yeah. No social distancing.
Yeah, there was no social distancing. Bear and I could never play Guitar Hero together. But maybe now that the online gaming community is like a huge thing.
I mean, yeah, that'd be cool. Guitar Heroes Online.
Yeah, or you
That'd
could just
be
play
interesting.
That would be. You could have like Battle of the Bands like that. I don't know. The possibilities are kind of endless here to see what happens with all this.
Mm.
I think you're right. That I think World of Warcraft for the right now is at least going to stay on PC.
I don't think we're going to see any changes to any of the earlier games, so like World of Warcraft. Overwatch 2's coming out this year or beginning of next year. Can't remember. So that's still going ahead. Microsoft have a thing where they'll stick with their contracts. So if you've got a contract going for another 2 years for a certain game, they will buy by that. But as soon as that contract's up, you're screwed.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you because the Kotick guy, the CEO of Blizzard, he was the one that was saying that let's stick with what works. He kind of had that mind frame of, and he kind of was good at predicting the future. He saw that, MMOs were popular and he couldn't keep up with it. That's why he went to the French Vivendi to try to get access to World of Warcraft. And now, look, when you think Blizzard, I mean, I don't know about you guys in the UK, when you think Blizzard here, you think World of Warcraft. So,
true. I think we all do, to be honest. That and Overwatch and Diablo. They're the three games.
Yeah, and that's the other one too. They were thinking about bringing out a Diablo.
I think they're still going ahead with Diablo. Diablo 4,
I can't imagine any of that changing. I don't think Microsoft...
No, they'll stick with the contracts. If these games are meant to come out, they'll come out.
Yeah, if anything, it looks like it's all going to be positive. And I'm shocked, because remember when you and I talked about it, even last week on our podcast, we were like, wow, why'd they buy it for so much money? That's a ridiculous amount of money. I mean, it is a lot of money.
Yeah, especially for a company that is actually going down lately. It's because of its bad publicity, because they've had to rename characters in their game, because most of the games in most of the characters, I think there's a handful of characters that are named have had to be renamed, like McCrane from Overwatch. He's been renamed. I can't remember what he's renamed to Cassidy or something like that. I think he's been renamed to because of everything that's been happening.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they, if anybody's a victim, it's never a victim's fault. Let's just start by saying that. But yeah, it's like a shitty situation for all parties. I'm trying to adjust my camera here, but you said with our final thoughts on that, I think you're right. I think there's good things to come from both Blizzard, Microsoft, whatever they want to call themselves. That's the thing. It's technically Activision Blizzard. Are they going to be Microsoft Activision Blizzard? Like, are they going to... But I think at this point it's just Blizzard.
No idea. We'll have to wait and see if they rename or like that.
I would assume not after all this time.
Yeah.
But I've been wrong before. It's going to be, I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah. The only problem we've got with the merger or the takeover, whichever you want to call it, is the community. The community is the salty part of it all.
What do you mean,
Because right. So let's go back. Every time a new console comes out, there's always going to be a salty between Xbox and PlayStation. It's always a war between them two. Is having a part.
I mean, but that's been around as long as gaming has been around. Because remember Sega versus Nintendo? That was a big thing back then. And now look, Sega's on Nintendo consoles.
Well, let's just point it out that Nintendo's the only console that everyone will buy, no matter what. Because of Pokemon, because of everything.
I agree, you're either Xbox or PlayStation. You're like one of the two. Nobody has like, I mean, there's probably people that do have both, but nobody. What's that?
I have both.
Well, you're a nerd. No, I'm just kidding there.
Yes, I am. That's why it's a nerdcast.
But I agree. It's like, I don't know. You're either one or the other. It's so.
But the thing is, every time new exclusives come out for a certain console, then the other side that didn't get the exclusives said, yeah, but we got better graphics, better this, that. But then the next time, it's they get the exclusives, and then vice versa, so on and so on. So when these games do come out exclusively for Xbox, if they don't, that's good. But there's going to be arguments about it, left, right, and center.
Always, yeah, definitely. And I mean, look back at the Sega, like I said, when the Sega 32X came out, it was like, do you remember the commercials? I don't know if you had them in the UK. Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there was commercials, and then like, it was like, oh, well, you know, Nintendo has better games, better graphics, better this. And then they did TurboGrafx processing for Sega. And that was like the one thing, that was like the ultimate burn to a Nintendo kid. Because I grew up with Sega, my brother had Nintendo, so it was like TurboGrafx processing. And they were like, oh, had nothing to play, like to fight back on. But Nintendo, like I have a Switch, we've obviously, and Nintendo definitely does dominate in the sense that it's more of a family game, I want to say.
It's not aggressive.
Yeah.
Not aggressive console, it's more of a chilled, relax. I feel like playing some Pokemon, some Animal Crossing. I mean, yeah, it does have Apex on it and some other games that are competitive, like Mario Kart and stuff like that, but it involves everyone, that console. You can just bring your own remotes in and you can all connect to the same console and just play.
It's definitely more, like, I can't think of any games I have right now. It's funny, my nephew and I have been playing the first Batman Arkham Asylum through together. He's about 10, so it's fun to see him play that for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I was telling him about Gotham Knights. He's like, oh, well, I can get that on my PlayStation. And it never occurred to him that some games are, like, split screen. Like, that was a big thing back then.
Oh,
like,
yeah, split screen, God.
Yeah, like, why couldn't, you know, like the original Halo games, it's nothing's really a two-player game in the sense where, like, if my friend comes over to play, like, it's almost like he's got to bring his own Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah.
But you're right, the Switch still does. I mean, hell, when you buy a Switch, you have two controllers already, essentially.
Pretty much.
Like, it's trying to incorporate, like, playing together. You still can play online, but yeah, like you said, it's, you could come over and we could play Mario Party.
Pretty much. It was
and
good.
So.
But yeah, to see what they bring out, I'm curious now. I hope they do bring Guitar Heroes Online out where we can play, so I could play against you over in the States, and that'd be fun.
Blow you out of the water. We would have to make an agreement that the first song we would play is Born in the USA. Nice. And then we can play some Beatles games.
Dual screen for the win, yeah. Golden Eye for the N46. You can play Golden Eye on the PC now.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can get it. I think I have it.
Golden Eye, I remember, was like, back in the day again. This God, it makes me sound so old. Back in the day.
Sounds like she's in her 50s, doesn't it?
I know it does. That's terrible. I'm not. I'm in my 20s. When you bought a new game, like a new Nintendo game, you threw the box away and the instructions half the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember anybody that kept, like, my brother never kept any of the boxes. And now they're worth so much money. I went to a Comic-Con recently. That's another thing I wanted to tell you about, Bear. I'm going to Comic-Con in April. I'll have to show you all the crap I buy. When I was there last time, somebody had an unopened Super Nintendo still in the box. And he was asking, like, I think $1,000 for it.
I have the original Nintendo down open one's loft.
That would be amazing.
With a Super Mario Brothers.
But that's the thing, like, can you fathom the boxes of a game are worth so much now? Like, now we don't even have games. Like, now they're all downloaded.
Yep.
It's just...
I can't remember the last time I actually bought a hard copy game.
I don't know. See, when I think about the last game I bought was on my Switch. But Nintendo, not sponsored, hashtag, they make it so easy to buy games because you get points and you can redeem them to make new games cheaper. Like, at that point, I'm like, well, I have to buy it online. It's more bang for your buck that way.
Plus, you can get discounts and everything online. You get more money knocked off and everything.
Yeah, you get money knocked off, or I mean, most of you know I live in the U.S. Bear lives in the U.K. I've sent him a game. I bought him Prison Architect, and that was over the internet.
We streamed it.
We did stream it. It was awesome. Like that. It amazes me stuff like that. It's going to be interesting. I do hope that they come out with some sort of VR system for the Xbox.
Isn't the one already out for the Xbox?
But with Blizzard though, like now they have all it, because wouldn't that be cool to do like a Call of Duty? I mean, even I'm not a big first-person shooter. That would be cool. But yeah. That's the thing. As much as I say I'm not a first-person shooter, I can't hate on Call of Duty because they do all that charity work for getting veterans into higher-paid jobs. Like, I have to support that. So, definitely, the best is yet to come. It's going to be interesting, Gabe.
It is going to be very interesting.
Now, do you want to talk about this movie I had to watch?
Right. So, we're going to talk about Eternals.
For our viewers, we usually end in 20 minutes. Are we going to keep going?
Yeah, we've got a bit. So, the Eternals. I liked it. A lot of people didn't.
I didn't.
I try not to give any spoilers away.
Should we just put a hashtag spoiler warning? If you're watching this live, come back, go watch it. It's on Disney Plus. Then come talk to us because I feel like we're going to spoil it. We'll try our best.
I should try and let's see. Let's try. I'm trying to add text.
Woo! My phone.
While she's losing it.
I'm losing the only control I had over my life. I can't believe you like this movie. I knew you were gonna like it too.
Hopefully I'm spelling it right.
Hey, I'm the dyslexic one here.
I mean, I'm not good at spelling.
I mean, yeah, I'm not good at it either. Oh, my chins are looking lovely. Sorry guys, my camera's still sort of messed up because we're having difficulties today.
Yeah, we were having trouble with Discord. It's apparently it's overcrowded. Apparently it's working now because I'm getting messages sent to me through Discord.
Well,
so,
sucks to suck. We've already committed at this point.
Yeah. Right, there might be spoilers. I'll try not to spoil anything, but there might be spoilers.
Yeah, we'll try not to. If it happens, it's whatever. We tried.
Right. So, I didn't mind the story. It's not a great story, but I like that it's introduced a lot of the characters that we've heard about. Like this, you've heard. Well, we all know about the Infinity Stones, and we all know who made the Infinity Stones. The Celestials.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Go on then.
Why did Infinity work so well?
Why did it work so well? Because everyone was dead?
Yeah, why? Because it was like 6 or 7 movies. Like, this needed to be more than just 2 hours and 40 minutes of me wasting my day.
Did you understand the movie?
Yeah, I understood completely.
Do you understand why she changed her mind?
What part? Yeah, no.
Ajax, do you remember why she changed her mind?
No.
It's because of Thanos that she changes her mind.
Yes, I remember that now.
But that to happen, for her to change her mind, Thanos had to do what he had to do.
Yeah.
But that's going into a bit of spoilers there. But
this is see, let me just start by saying you're wrong. Your opinion's wrong. This should have been a TV series.
No.
Yes.
No, too much happens in it to be a TV series.
It suffers from the Green Lantern phenomenon. There's all this stuff, and we squish it into one movie. It needed to be so much more.
Well, we didn't need to know about their pasts and everything like that. We needed to know how they got here. We needed to know what they did when they got here. That's it. We didn't need to know anything else about, to be honest. We're too reliant on origin stories nowadays. How many times has the Batman's origin story been told? How many times are you sick of it?
I'm not sick of it.
I'm sick of it.
Young boys' parents get killed. You're wrong.
I'm sick of it. Anyway.
Well, then you're wrong. You're wrong. I don't know what to tell you.
But getting back to it. So they've made a lot of changes to this, comparing the characters. So we've got Icarus, which is this guy here, the main guy. One of the main guys, this guy here.
Yeah.
And this is his character in the comic books. More or less the same.
Very good looking guy. I will say he might be the closest to a Grayson actor if he didn't have an accent, or if he could not do an accent. I would want him to play Grayson in a movie.
See, Game of Thrones, he will always be known as Robb Stark.
Yes.
Yes. Now, he's got more or less the same powers as Superman.
They even compare him to that in the movie. They even say, "Are you Superman?" He's like, "I don't have a cape."
Exactly. They do. But it is an interesting character, you know. He's a very Captain American kind of character. Where he's loyal to his cause. Where Captain America is loyal to his cause, which is saving everyone. Am I wrong?
Okay, I agree with you. I'm going with it.
Yeah, that's the loyal part that I'm on. Not the other parts that we've watched. The loyal part is he's loyal to his cause, to the group's cause. He's
a good soldier. I'm gonna agree with
That's
you.
it. There we go. Good soldier. He's a good soldier. Yeah. All right then. Who's your favorite character out of them all?
None of them.
None of them. None of them.
I don't know. So I don't want to spoil it. So there's just parts of it where I didn't feel like I connected with these characters as much. I definitely feel like it should have been more movies, or it should have been a TV series. Loki's successful, WandaVision. There's so many characters, so many feelings, so many emotions. My favorite character, honestly, and I even wrote it down here, was the cameraman who followed them around. He was filming a documentary.
My favorite character was what's his name? Santos? Is that how we say his name? Santos? The guy with the kid that created stuff.
Yeah.
I liked him. He was my favorite.
Definitely my most favorite of them. I don't know, like I didn't feel like I had this connection with them, like.
And Druid's badass. I like Druid.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. They had different emotions and personalities. But if you look at them, I mean, it's like, oh, dollar store Avengers right now, okay? And they even mention stuff. So you know what you're going to say. So in the back of the one plane, you can see a shield of Captain America.
Yes.
So people, when they see that, they're going to be like, oh, Avengers, I like those Avengers movies. I'm going to watch this too. Or they're going to see they have all the shapes and wizardy, and they even mentioned Doctor Strange as a wizard. Oh, I like those Avengers. For people who aren't into the comics, that's going to pull them in the wrong way, because this movie was 2 hours and 40 minutes, and it should have been a TV series.
It was.
Or 2 movies.
Hmm.
We need it, like, the first season could have 1 episode for each character, talk about their backstory,
That would have been good. They should have done that before the movie then.
That's what I mean. And then the season finale could be
The movie.
the first hour of the movie, and then, or even,
Well, the last hour of the movie.
yeah, and then they could all get together, and then I think there was, you and I have talked several times, even not on the podcast, about Green Lantern phenomenon. Folks, if you hear us say that the Green Lantern movie, how do you want to say it?
It was, Ryan Reynolds did a good job with the script that he had. The script was bad, the CGI was bad, but he did very well.
Oh, okay, but you have a crush on Ryan Reynolds.
Every guy has a crush on Ryan Reynolds.
We're not making this a Ryan Reynolds fan chat again.
Everyone in chat, if you have a crush on Ryan Reynolds, please put your hand up.
Ryan Reynolds, so Green Lantern, I mean, you and I are both pretty big fans of Green Lantern from the comics. Yes. He has so much going on in this, using the word precisely, galaxy, that they can't squish it into one movie. This is why Harry Potter has 8 movies for 7 books. We can't, there was too much of the Eternals to be squished into one movie. It's like, hurry up and get it over with.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. It does feel like they've brought a couple of the comics, like I said last week with the Green Lantern movie, where they grabbed 3 different stories and tried to put it as one. They have done that with Eternals as well. I mean, they've pulled it off a bit better than the Green Lantern movie. Can we agree on that? They have pulled it off. It kind of merges properly, unlike the Green Lantern movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that. It does work, but there was one scene, spoiler, where one of the characters gets killed, and they have this little funeral for him. I wasn't very sad at that funeral scene, because I didn't really feel like I know that character. You like my English? I didn't really feel like I knew that character.
I got upset. I got upset with that because I like him. He was one of my favorites. The way he was protective and he sacrificed his own happiness to keep that certain character safe and state of mind. I thought that was a great character.
Yeah, that was great. I would have liked to see a couple episodes of that, though, Bear. It would have been great to see how his daily life is dealing with this other character.
You mean his baby outfit?
Yeah, like, they had a funeral for him, and I wasn't sad. I was like, oh, good, one less guy I have to remember. Remember Peggy Carter's funeral?
Yes.
That was a sad funeral because we got to know her over a full movie.
I didn't get sad about that, to be honest.
Because you're an awful human.
No, I'm not. I just couldn't. We only saw her in one movie. Yeah. Anyone has watched Agent Carter because they didn't want to.
She was in Civil War, or not Civil War, Winter Soldier, wasn't she?
No. That was an old woman that died. That wasn't her. That was a different woman, wasn't it?
No, maybe I'm thinking of the comic books, because Captain America does go and find Peggy. She married one of his friends.
Maybe in the comics.
Okay. Either way,
do we actually see? No, we don't see her in Endgame. We don't see him and her together. Oh no, we do see him. We see her in Age of Ultron where she's dancing with Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we see him. Yeah.
But again, like you had more emotion. Like that was a cute, happy ending because you knew these characters better. If they could have done it like this. Okay, we start with our pilot episode. Somebody, I'm gonna say her name wrong. The main bitch, not Siri. That's on my phone. Sirius Black. It could have. By
Gemma Chan.
Now here's the other thing too, and she did a good job. I'm not complaining about her. I didn't like all of the flashbacks.
They should have just kept that all in the past.
Yeah, they should have just done, again, this should have been stretched out into a couple seasons of, here's our first, year together, we're at Babylon, okay, we do this. The other thing that made me mad, speaking of flashbacks, at the end of the movie, they have flashbacks of clips of the same movie. I hate that. I just saw that part in the movie. I want to see something new.
Did you not like the fight scenes and that?
Okay. You really want my honest opinion, Bear? Because I'm about to tear it out.
Go on.
Alright, so the monsters, or the deviants, are cool looking.
Yeah.
I actually thought I wasn't gonna like them because I hate your generic monster, but they were pretty badass.
Can we point out that Thanos has the gene, the what you call it, gene? That's why he looks the way he looks.
Yeah, and that was cool.
Deviant gene.
They didn't pull that into it, but with that said, though.
Yeah, you don't know that unless you watch the comic, read the comics, watch the comics. I mean, you could watch the comics.
You could watch it. We should do a live reading of comics. We'll do voices. That would be cool.
Yeah, all right.
I didn't like the fighting scenes because I feel like somebody who's not into comics would see it and be like, see him. Like a lot of times they do this one move, and you're gonna agree with me on this. If not, you're wrong. They have like a fist and they make like this magical glove around it, and it looks kind of like the Infinity Gauntlet. See,
yeah, it does. He does because that's his ability.
Yeah, but that
was before because if you watch it, he does that at the start of the film before the Infinity Gauntlet's even made.
I know that because I'm a comic book nerd. But I'm saying if you're not a comic book nerd and you're coming off of just the cinematic universe, you're like, oh look, that's
you didn't like the Deviant versus Thea, however you pronounce her name.
Tina?
Yeah, Tina.
So
the fight scene was awesome.
Holes. I have a full page of notes of plot holes in this movie too. Like, her fighting was pretty cool with them. I liked that she had like 2 weapons.
She could have many more. In the comics, she has an infinite amount of weapons she can create.
Well, that's the thing. There's 9 characters. We don't know that as the audience watching just the cinematic. We don't know that because we needed more.
Did you notice something about the characters? Did you compare them with some other characters?
From the cinematic universe? Absolutely. Look that's why I have the picture. I was just going to have the Eternals up for this discussion, but look at their comic book. Look how different they look.
Who's the devil guy? I haven't seen the devil guy before.
But he's supposed to, his outfit looks like Steve Rogers. Her outfit looks like Iron Man.
I don't know who that devil guy is because he's not on my list. No, he's not on my list.
Well, that was the oldest picture I could find.
Alright, so let's have a look. Right. So, here we go. You ready? So, this is Superman. Where the hell is she? She's not in this picture. Angelina Jolie's not in this picture.
No.
She's Wonder Woman.
Yep.
You got Flash. You know?
Yeah, same. Yeah. And here's the bad part too. When I was watching this movie and they have the whole like we're just sent to Earth to do this job. I thought Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, actually yeah. I never thought of that. Yeah, I've got to admit she is better than Flash when it comes to fight scene. I just like her
character just because she is mute. Again, spoiler. I did like that about her character, but
did you see? You've watched all the TV show. You've seen the Flash fight. Yeah. Have you ever seen the Flash do what she did?
No,
when she beat that guy up. Yeah, we won't tell her.
It's not a good thing when I like the character who was the least annoying because I thought there was like I don't know like that.
Which character did you hate the most? I think me and you were going to hate the same character the most.
Okay, should we say it on the count of 3?
Go on then.
2, right? 1, 2, 3.
Sprite.
Yeah.
I friggin' hate Sprite. In the comic book, Sprite, he's great. She's not that good in the thing. Not that. She's
a whiny little bitch.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. But what I was going to do is I was going to compare them. So, to the movies, to the comics, they all more or less stay the same. Apart from Kingo, he's supposed to look more like a samurai. He's more Japanese kind of character in the comics, but he's more Indian based in this one, which I love. I love seeing him in that kind of atmosphere and the whole taking everything by storm kind of using his
he's like adapt. I see what you're trying to say. Like he adapted to being
modern
a movie
life.
star, and his great grandfather was in silent films.
Yeah.
And he's just continuing a legacy.
Yeah. Sprite. Yeah. Let's not talk about Sprite, but yeah. Also, all of these lot can fly, by the way. They don't all fly in the movie. They fly. They fly in the comics. Who was the other one? See, how do you say her name? Makina? The speedster. In the movies, it's a female. In the comic books, it's male. I'm glad they changed that. She's an amazing actress.
And she does a really good job portraying a lot of emotions for someone who doesn't talk.
Exactly.
And that's hard to do. I mean, you know, people with disabled are able to do everything and more, but it is hard as an actress to just emote through sign language.
Also, Druid is supposed to be a lot older. He's supposed to be like one of the oldest ones of the lot. He's very young in the movie, which I like because it shows his naive side, where he gets defensive of the human race, where he wants to protect everyone. He could do so much. He keeps saying it in the movie, which I liked. And it was the other one. It was Ajax, wasn't it? Ajax, yeah. In the comic books, it's a massive guy. In the film, it's what's her name again?
Ajax.
Yeah, what's the actress's name?
Oh, I'm not good with the actress's name. But so here's what I have to ask you: is you're a bigger fan of the comics than I am? I think I've read maybe one or two. Are you mad they switched all these characters? Because if they made Batman some sort of like different character, I would be furious.
If they did it to well-known characters like Batman, Superman, blah blah blah, then yeah, I'd be fuming. But because of these, they're not that well known. Plus, they seem better counterparts to their comic counterparts. I like it. I like that there's more females in this group than males. Well, no, there's not more, but
stories between some of them.
They introduce more females into the group instead of it all being a sausage fest. But yeah, it's. I wouldn't say it's bad. I definitely recommend watching it at least once, just so you can get the story and get some insight.
They left it on semi of a cliffhanger, so I'm assuming there's going to be another one.
Yeah, there's two cliffhangers.
Yeah, there's actually. Yeah, you're right. What I don't like, though, not that I didn't like, I guess it's not my opinion. I feel like as a Marvel movie, it could have done a lot better. For Marvel standards, I think it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I agree with you there.
What about, so since some of the characters switched genders, how do you feel about the little love stories between a couple of them?
There's only the one love story, but that's actually in the comics as well. Between the three.
Okay.
So yeah, they kind of keep that true. Yeah, they kind of keep that true to the comics.
Let's go through some of my plot holes then, because you're a bigger fan than I am, and it's making more sense talking to you. It's in the beginning, Icarus. I think when I say it, I think of Kid Icarus.
Think of Icarus that flies into the sun.
Yeah, Icarus and Circe, they get married after dating for 200 years.
Yeah.
Why? Why would they do that? If, he knew what he knew. Like, why would he do that?
Because he didn't know what he knew.
At the time?
At the time, he did not know. He didn't know until later on, much later on, when they started to split.
Okay.
Does that clear that up?
No, that adds more question. Why would they all split up? They're basically, essentially, for those who haven't seen the movie,
because the deviants had calmed down and they weren't needed as much.
But wouldn't you want to stick together? Like, if you and I were sent on a mission to Africa to kill a sort of, like, mosquito, wouldn't you want to stick together after we killed all mosquitoes?
Not if the threat had died down. Plus, there was some threats.
Unknown freaking planet to fend for myself?
Yes, I would.
It's almost like
that would. But you got to remember the personalities of each one. So you got to remember one of them.
I don't know the personalities of each one, Bear. I didn't.
All right, listen.
No, there should have been a season.
Listen. You do know the personalities, right? So we've gone through it. Druid wanted to defend people, and he was getting told not to, interfere in human life. So that drove him away. Another character had to go away because of their mental health, because they were a danger to the rest of the group. And then they all just started to split up from then. She wanted to get away from someone because of the controlness, and, like anyone does in a controlling relationship. I don't know about the and the other one just couldn't stand being around. I'm not naming names because I'll just spoil them.
Yeah,
but you kind of know who I'm talking about certain ones.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil it. I feel like it would have been so much better, because that's the thing. You know the personalities because you've read more comics. How many Eternals comic books have you read?
I think I've got a few still here. I can't.
But you know these personalities and who they are because you've read the comics. I don't know them because I've only read, like, I think one.
True.
And again, see, this is what I'm talking about. This should have been a TV series.
I can understand that, yeah.
So I don't know.
It's interesting to see what they do. I like that they introduced another hero during it as well.
Yes.
Shall we talk about him?
We can if you want to, but we'll just keep on. Yeah, we can. It's a little spoiler, but we warned you.
I mean, it's not much of a spoiler because he doesn't do anything in the movie. Really, he doesn't do anything in the movie. Give me a second.
So, while you're looking that up or whatever, one of the big things about this movie was about humanity and love and right versus wrong, and, like, there's no law governing it. It's just what you feel like in your heart is right. Avatar, the movie, not the M. Night Shyamalan. I mean, the actual Blue People Avatar. They did that within a movie and it worked. I just feel like there was too many characters for this to be like. Because how cool would it have been to be like, oh, look, this is, like, have a whole episode of them in Babylon and explaining why they're here, and then, like, 3 or 4 episodes in, they start splitting off. And they would explain why 2 of them went this way, 2 of them went this way, 2 of them stayed here, this one went by himself to do this other stuff.
Oops. I don't know what I've done. Oh well. I'll fix
Welcome
it
back
later.
to Technical Problems Podcast.
Alright, that's what I've done. Right, there we go. Right, so you can see Kit and the Dark Knight. The Black Knight. Yeah, Black Knight. On the screen. That's the new character that they introduced. There's no spoilers. He's not in it much. He's in it at the beginning for 5 minutes, and then the post-credit scene where he gets the ebony blade
Now,
to become.
he's the young man, the French man who just was tragically died, isn't he?
Oh,
This night guy.
Kit Harrison.
Oh, maybe not. I know one of the Marvel actors just died recently in a skiing accident. I forget his name.
No, this is Kit.
No, okay.
This is Kit from Game of Thrones.
Oh, my bad.
Anyway, it's not much of a spoiler. It's not really. He's not a big part of the movie. He's not affecting the movie in any way, shape, or form.
He's just there.
It's just a love interest, basically.
Yes.
But he is, I am assuming, getting his own movie or TV series. One of the two. I'm not sure.
See, I'm gonna be really mad if they make it a TV series, because then it's like.
Why didn't you do that with Eternals?
Yeah, the Eternal. I think it just would have been better. This way, I could form this emotional. Like when they killed off a main character, I could have been more sad. So let's look at one of my favorite TV series, The Handmaid's Tale. I don't know if you've ever watched it. It makes me depressed every time I watch it. But like when one of the characters gets injured or hurt, or I feel like intense pain for these characters. That's why I can only watch an episode or two at a time. I can't sit there and binge it.
I don't think I've watched it, no. I can't say I have.
It's kind of a chick thing.
It's kind of a chick thing.
It's kind of a chick thing. I'm not gonna lie.
But no, Dane Whiteman is his name called. He is lining up the next bit. The next bit of the Marvel phase, I'm guessing.
I will say I didn't see the turn coming with Icarus. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
That reveal, but I don't want to say any more about it. That was kind of interesting coming, and that's why I feel like it was done well. I'm going to admit it. It was done pretty well for this movie. I feel like if it was in a series and that came out, it would have been like, wow. Definitely, I don't know. I would, as much as I wasn't a huge fan of it, and I just kept wanting them to stretch it out more and like, let's put this in. It was an overall bad movie. If you're into space and time, and it's definitely a movie for you. If you're a fan of the comics, Bear likes it.
I will suggest to watch it just to get some insight onto certain stuff that might be coming, especially for three characters actually. Three characters that are in it.
This seems like it's kind of like when they did the in the Marvel. I mean, it's hard to say because this is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I was in the theaters in high school when I saw Captain America, and at the end it was Captain America will return to the Avengers, and everyone freaked out.
Fangirl, did you go? Yeah.
Yes, I did, absolutely.
Every girl goes fangirl for Chris. My God.
It's Mr. Evans to you.
Chris,
anyway.
Chris.
Yes, we'll talk about him
you,
later.
Mr. Evans to you.
Oh my
no.
God, yes, he should play Nightwing. Oh my God.
No, he shouldn't. He's too old. We don't need Nightwing in the Zim for him.
What? Oh, that would. I need somebody right now to go write a fan fiction of that.
What? Nightwing in a Zimmer frame?
Chris Evans is Nightwing. Somebody go write that fan fiction and send it to me.
Right. So the Black Knight is he's an old character. He's an immortal character. The Ebony Blade has been around since I think Camelot, if I remember correctly. And
they hint to that too. They do mention King Arthur.
Yeah. Well, the Ebony Blade grants the user quite a lot of abilities, and that main factor is he cannot die. He can be wounded left, right, and center, but he cannot die as long as he has the sword. Side effect: it is a cursed sword. So it
Kind
will
of like the Lazarus pit.
it will bring out it will bring out your darkest desires and turn you evil. It's a good character. See, his dad did a lot of evil things when he was the Black Knight. So this Black Knight, Dane, he tries to redeem the Black Knight's legacy. And in the comic books, the Avengers actually fight him and try to kill him because of his dad's past wrongs. It's a very good storyline, to be honest. The fighting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, watching that movie was making me like if I saw a thing for the Black Knight and had no idea what you were talking about, I'd be like, I'll probably skip it. But
I mean, it's Kit. Everyone's gonna watch it because Kit's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the end post-credit scene with him and the Ebony Blade.
Okay.
Who was the voice?
No. Real quick. The voice at the beginning of this movie, there was like this long paragraph you have to read. You have to read like a short novel before. Yeah. I hate movies like that.
Same. And that's why I don't care much for Star Wars movies, because I do not want to be reading that much thinking.
Yeah, but no, I have no idea who is the voice.
Blade.
Really?
Yes. He'll be taking up. It's what's his name? Ali. I can't remember his full name, but he's taking up the mantle of Blade in the new Blade film that's coming out. He's the voice that talks to at the end, saying, what did he say? Sure, you're ready for that, Mr. Whiteman. See, now I've got loads of questions about that. One, why the hell is Blade in Britain? What the hell's he doing all the way over here? And why is he interfering in something that isn't to do with vampires?
Yeah, that is kind of a weird. It's like, again, spoiler for Infinity War if you haven't seen it already. Why is Red Skull? Yeah, you should have by now. Why is Red Skull there in that place where he's at? Why
it doesn't explain why he's there.
There's so many more questions. What, like?
He was cursed. He was cursed because of the Tesseract to be the protector of the Soul Stone into past and to guide people to the trial. Yeah. It actually tells you that.
I don't know. I just there's that was a weird. But okay, whatever. That one. Yeah,
that was
right.
weird. I will say it is weird.
But I liked it. It was weird, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I agree with you with Blade. Here's the other thing too. Why couldn't they have had him read that first novel at the beginning of the movie?
Oh, have Blade read.
Or just have somebody read it. Even Ingrid.
Yeah.
Kid Icarus from the video game Pip, he could have read it, and then we wouldn't have had to sit there and read it ourselves.
And that would have been good. Yeah, it could have been like the story that he was telling. It's
like the live action Cinderella. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
I did. Okay, well, you should. It's a good movie. They have the fairy godmother give you like the first narration. You didn't know it was her till the end. So I just don't.
I tell you something you should watch: Cinderella.
I just said that.
Cinderella.
Oh.
With an S.
Like a snake.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, it'd be fun to see what they do with this character. This is the character. This is the reason you should watch the movies, to get to know this character just a little bit, just to see all 5-10 minutes of it and what he's about and that.
I have to say it, Bear. I agree with you. It's like what we said with Microsoft. There is more to come. It's going to be interesting.
You should watch it just to catch up on like the Celestials, what the Celestials are, what they're doing, and this and that. The Eternals are not that important, to be honest.
That's what I was waiting for you to say. They're just kind of there, but you need to know the backstory. I mean, they're important for like the keynote of it.
They might be more important next movie. they might play a bigger part or do something extraordinary, but right now, no. They're just there to tell the story of the Celestials and minor characters.
I think there's going to be more than just one movie. I think it's going to branch off into a couple different ones.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Again, why couldn't we have had this be... See, I think that's why they didn't make it a TV series, because they wanted it to be more movies.
Could you imagine them paying this cast TV status prices?
Yeah, but...
Let's look at this. All right, let's look at it this way. Could you imagine them paying...
It worked with Titans.
No, right. Let's think about this. The one actress that's in this movie that's probably getting paid 3 times as much as anyone else, Angelina Jolie, do you expect her to do a TV series?
No, they could have. I mean, she did a job, but they could have passed somebody else. But it worked with Titans. Titans stretched out a major story into the season. So,
have you watched Titans yet?
Yeah.
Have you watched season 3?
No, I'm not all the way through. I'm not cut off. No spoilers. We will talk. We will talk about Titans.
I think we should do a podcast on Titans.
I agree, but I think that's going to be a long one. I think that might be a two-parter.
I think that should be a main cast, just a main podcast. That one.
Yeah, that we won't have 2. Usually we try to have 2 topics.
Yeah, which we have done today. I think next week we will talk about the new D&D TV show.
The Dungeons and Dragons TV show?
Yes.
Oh boy.
It's on Amazon Prime and it comes out on Friday. It's not for kids. Don't let any kids watch it.
Oh god, no.
If anyone watches Critical Role, it's based on the first season of Critical Role.
Then the other thing that I'm excited for, and I better be too, everybody's favorite comic book character is finally getting his big release. Pennyworth is coming out this week. If it's not out already, I didn't even check.
Which one?
Pennyworth. Alfred.
TV series?
Yeah, HBO Max. I don't know if it's a TV series or a miniseries. I really looked too much into it.
Are you Americans only just getting that?
Yeah, it's coming out for us now.
It's been out freaking 4 years.
Well, yeah, but it's on HBO Max is what I'm saying. I know it's been out for a while.
It's been out 4 years, that.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about Penny.
So
because we love Alfred here.
Pennyworth.
But yeah, Dungeons and Dragons is not going to be the kids' game. Everybody thinks it's going to be. It's going to be Game of Thrones, essentially.
Sorry, sorry. It came out in 2009, 3 years.
Sorry.
It's got 2 seasons to it. But yeah, I'll watch that. But yeah, we've got that, and then we got the Critical Role, the Legends of Vox Macula. I think that's how you say it. I'll type it in chat. This is what it's called.
Definitely try to. All 2 podcasts, we've stayed on topic pretty well. So if you can, guys, try to watch this stuff. We don't want to spoil it for you. That's not why we're here.
No. We'll try and keep you. We'll try and let you know what we're going to talk about the next time around, and that.
It's definitely best we can.
Yeah. So next we're going to be talking about. So next week we've got Pennywise and we've got Critical Role. We're going to be talking around. They're the 2 we're going to be talking around. Have you got any UK versus US topics?
Well, I was going to mention one, but I think we'll save it for next week because our UK, we could even just say we talked about our veterans.
Which we do. Actually, I think we take better care of our veterans, to be honest.
There's always a room for improvement with those guys, regardless of what you say. But if you want to, we can do a UK versus US, or I can save it for next week.
Yeah, you can save it for next week. We have gone a little bit over to
It wasn't really a versus, though. It was kind of like a team effort, which good for the red, white, and blues.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can agree with that, yeah.
I'm excited for next week, though. Next week's going to be a good episode.
Yeah. So yeah, so they're the two topics for next week. Hopefully you guys can catch up, and give us your opinion on them. Again, guys, if you want to drop your opinions or comments below in the YouTube or Facebook chat, definitely do that. If you're on the Twitch, if you go into the banner, you can see the YouTube and the rest of the links up there. Feel free to go and follow for more on them. And we're gonna I'm trying to get a couple of podcasts going, a couple behind, so I can edit bits out, so I can post bits on the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, you know. So there should be some content coming out them in the next week or so.
Like Robert Patterson being constipated.
Yes, everyone's seen that video. I keep playing it on my stream.
Definitely check out Gaby's Mr. Bear over here. I keep calling him Gaby. Of course I have it, it's Bear. Check out his gaming stream too, guys. Streams pretty frequently.
Yeah, tomorrow, I don't know. I think we're doing New World or Dead by Daylight tomorrow.
Yeah, check him out.
So yeah.
I'm gonna say you're pretty active with your chat too, so you could leave him.
Oh yeah, we had a massive debate today.
Spam I am a banana in his gaming chat for me.
The sound effects and all sorts to put in there, yeah. Feel free to. There's the link in chat. But yeah, that is it for us today. Hopefully you've all enjoyed it. Yeah, again, feel free to comment anything below wherever you're watching this from. We're going to start doing polls, I think, in the next couple of weeks when we start.
Yeah, there's still some stuff behind the scenes we're kind of figuring out, mostly on my end, just with scheduling and whatnot. But yeah, we'll get there. Also,
can I point out that our camera's a lot better this time round than last week?
That's my phone camera. We'll probably play around with that. And again, apologize for the technical delays. Nothing we could do about it, but we tried. We made it work, though. We did. We had a good chat. We learned a lot about Blizzard today.
Yep. And the Eternals.
And the Eternals.
And the side character. Yeah. It's been fun. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for just being here. Hopefully you'll have a good rest of your night, and we'll catch you next week, same time. Night, everyone.